Hello, guys. Let me just cut it off. This one, it's already. I'm live now. Okay. There you go. Let me just mute that one. Yes. Hi, guys. This is Macy Grace once again. I the name Macy Grace in this YouTube channel. Mega love shout out to Nunoy TV, a Nunoy Show TV po. Thank you so much for the messages in the live chat. And then I got the name Macy Grace. It's a combination actually of my call sign in the game State of Survival, which is Mace. The guys in State 215 Bo are calling me Macy. Whether it's with an E or without an E doesn't really matter. And then the other one, Grace, is one of my real names. So there's go that. And wait, let me just check. Yeah, it's not on mute. So I'm in my loft and I'm going to talk about my journey while job hunting. So this is gonna be Taglish because there will be viewers who doesn't speak the language or the Filipino language, or it's not anymore called Tagalog but it's called Filipino. And maybe I will speak also in my language. I'm from Cebu basically. And anyhow, so this is my story. So maybe I can give you tips or some reminders or warnings on how to go with your job hunt. So this is my journey for during my job hunting in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So I've been 4 years here in Dubai. I don't know, I passed more than 4 years here in Dubai. And um, I started my job hunt, sorry, in February. Imagine, and my contract is gonna expire in May. My visa is on July. So I started my job hunt 3 months or before, yeah, February, March, April, May. So 3 months prior to the contract ends. So I I started floating, preparing my application, and then floating it in LinkedIn and in Indeed. And I do not know why. Seriously, I do not know what is the purpose of Indeed when in fact, wala ka talagang marireceive na calls whatsoever from Indeed. No, nothing. And they have been floating like ads, job description. I mean, there have been floating hirings from companies, small, I mean, from single proprietorship to corporations. But you will never get any calls, never get any replies from them. So I started like floating my CV. I have had an account in Indeed before. So nag-start ako mag-float doon, and then I got my first interview. It's an online interview, Malaysian company. It was online, and then unfortunately the requirement was urgent. And the thing is also, if you were posting or they require someone as the assistant to the director, the assistant to the chairman, whether it's personal assistant or executive assistant, because most of my experience is based on as an executive assistant. So if you are aiming for higher package, you should know how to drive. Unfortunately, I started that one when I was in Oman, but then I don't know, I couldn't really pass that exam on the parking, the parallel parking with the drum and thing. Yeah, it's really, really bad. So I just gonna give up on that one. I mean, here it's difficult because how you will secure the driving license, it's very expensive. And then although some have been successful, but I didn't even bother with it because it's the salary is also not enough if you want to go for driving license. But anyway, so I started my so in the end I didn't get the part. And the funny thing is, like they sent me an offer, but it's not even under my name, but it is on my email address. And then so I replied to the company that I don't think so. This is for me because this is not my name and it's not also the position that I applied for. So after that one, I didn't get any feedback whatsoever, of course. Then still, while working, I'm still like floating my CVs. But then the thing is, if you are going to look for a job, most of the companies here, they don't want to wait for you. Especially if you have to render 2 months notice, as most of the company's contract is based on that. You cannot leave until you can render 2 months notice, otherwise you will pay the balance of that notice period, of which the others are like really going for it, but I don't think so I can have it because I have a family. Anyhow, so I'm still like going and doing my applications and everything. And then um, when was that? Uh, there are times like I will be absent from work because I have to go for an interview. And then there was this one MEP company that I thought I was that I was hopeful because it's under HR department. So, but then I wasn't able to answer one question. I thought I was really prepared for it, but I wasn't able to answer one question that the interviewer asked. And then after, I think so, 2 weeks, I got a notice that, I mean, an email that I didn't get the part. So anyway, that is maybe not for me. And it would have been a good package. And I don't remember if they are working 5 days in a week or what is like the same like my previous company, which is uh, the Saturday is half day. So after, so like how do you say that? Keeps on going, and then the next one was I think so. Like every now and then you get to go for interviews, and then there was this warehouse also I went to. I don't know why they just accepted my application, but when I went there, I almost got lost also because it's although it's in the city like within the area, but it's like mostly more on warehouses in that place. So they were looking for an admin staff, basically a purchase executive. And imagine it's a very long hours, and then you are on shifting, and then they prefer mostly. And I wasn't even like interviewed properly because the one who's going to interview me, the boss, was not there. He has some personal commitments. So the one who interviewed me is a staff. And then she was saying she was really nice. And then she was saying like I can't really ask you more questions because you are so experienced. And then she just told me this is the job, like this and like that, and this will be the pay. And then she will check with the boss if it is possible for like a final interview. But I was not counting on it because more or less they're looking for a fresh ones in the UAE because and it's 12 hours work, and then shifting also because they are more on services company. So so she told me like sometimes there's a graveyard shift, and I said, wow. And then this is a warehouse, it's gonna be very risky. It's not really risky if you are like going here and there in the UAE. I mean in Dubai, but then I don't think so for that one. So okay. And by May, I already finished my contract. So let me just this one, go this one. No, 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 no. I'm just doing it for my. So by May, I was what's this one? I went to an interview, one in Business Bay. So it's an oil and gas trading company, and the good thing is the sorry, the boss is from Iran. So since I have previous background working with an Iranian company in Oman, so they were kind of fascinated when they took my interview, and I think so. The norm with the interviews right now is they will give you some task. If you know something, they will let you uh, do this ones, like maybe a letter, a correspondence, and then another one is an invoice or a purchase order. They will let you do that if you know how to do it, especially with the formulas and how you are and how did you compose the letter. So at this Iranian company, I was supposed to prepare a letter to open a bank account in by for one of the employees or by for employees. So it's a good thing my background in my previous company is on payroll, and I was handling also an opening of bank accounts or opening a transactions in the exchange for non-WPS employees. So, but then when you are used to the format and everything, you just have to feed information. You don't really read. Yeah, so I was really really trying to check like how am I going to how I will have to prepare that letter, but I can remember some text on it. So I just did like that, and I did the invoice also. So I think so they were kind of impressed, and I was interviewed by the boss, as they say, and then he asked me about the package and everything. And then I said, just send me the offer letter and then I will check and then I will decide. Because they have this 1 month trial even. But although it is paid, and this is the first time after how many years of searching for a job that they have this new procedure na kailangan mong mag-trial so that they will know if you're fit for the job. So it's kind of like they're using your visa if you are on visit visa or whatsoever so that they will know later on if you're fit to be converted for employment visa or not. And then yeah, and then at the same time I got another call, and then this is from a retail fashion brand as a PA. So I went there for an interview, and then I was interviewed by the boss. Wait, I was interviewed by the boss. Ah, and then she was impressed with how I answered the questions and on my CV, because in my CV, just a little tip, guys, if you are preparing your CVs, just make sure that it is what you were or are doing. So that anyhow, if they're going to ask you some questions and you put something in your CV just to making it more appealing or attractive, but in the end you're not doing it, you will not be able to answer their questions and they will know that you are just putting the CV just for the heck of it. So my CV is always based on what I was doing. So at least even though I will not be reading my CV, I know because that is what we do. So like that. The reason behind I started looking for a job, even though I am 4 years in my previous company, was that I've been thinking about this and how I'm going to speak with this one because I'm still not cancelled. So in this particular company, growth is not really evident. Even there are some people who were there for like years and years and years, and they are still with the same position. Like, there is not much in the recognition part. And then uh, it's like for other companies, every year that you renew, you have at least an increase. In this company, it's like depends on your boss if they will give you an increment or not. Most probably, especially if you are not really that close with your boss, they will never give you an increment. And sometimes, if the boss is fighting on your behalf, but then there's this one person, the manager, the general manager, let's just call it like that. Like if the person doesn't like you or doesn't like the department that you are in, you will not get anything. And it is so so sad that but then like politics is really rampant in these companies so much. If you are not near the banga or near if you are not like this kind of person that will always say, oh, you are so pretty today, your dress looks nice, your shoes is very nice, like that. So you are not the yes boss like this, even though it's not supposed to be a yes also. But you are not really like one of the gang. So that's how you call it. So I opted for not renewing my contract and just really risking the fact that you have to find a much better job that really, that at least knows your worth. So that's it. So I went to this. So I went to an interview, and this boss for this retail company said like, okay, I will call you like this and like this, but she keeps on telling me that I really like you, blah 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 like that. And then I got the feedback from one of the staffs in the store that, oh, this is, we like to also, like, you impressed us with the trials and everything like this. And I was, on after the interview, even I was given the laptop already. And I was told, like, just keep it with you in case I wanted to, like, do. I will let you do some tasks still to to check your competency and like this. So I decided I decided after that, and no, I received the offer letter from the Ukrainian company, and it's almost the same as what is being offered with this retail company. And the only thing that is different in that one, the offer letter that I received, which I'm supposed to reply within 48 hours, is like they are not giving ticket. So it says in their ticket negotiable, which is like, okay, kind of weird. And then this one, so I when I got the news that I got accepted with this retail company, I was so happy because I really like to work in a different kind of environment, and it would have been a challenge for me to work in this kind of fast-paced environment, as they say. So I decided later when I spoke to my previous boss, that I'm leaving the company. And then, because I got an offer, there's two offers even that I had to think. And then I informed him that this is the other one and this is the other one. And he was also okay to go in this retail company like this because what was discussed during that time was so lucrative. Imagine. So I got swayed maybe with the lucrative part. So, but then again, the thing is, when I started working with that retail company, I noticed some problems at the beginning with the company. So, and then I already rejected that Iranian company. So I was like thinking, like, maybe I should not have done that. Maybe I should have taken that one instead, at least. Although it is more on routine work, paperwork, correspondence like this, secretarial jobs like that. This I will not have a headache because in this retail company I was really having some problems. So I was not liking anymore the fact that being on call because I have surpassed that stage already. That's why I transferred to the HR department in my previous company. So although it was really really stressful because of the system that you were using is really crap. Sorry guys, but the service provider was really helpful every time that I had a roadblock in that system of theirs. So anyhow, uh, they really have to change that system, or if they're not gonna change it, at least upgrade it in some point that it will not be more on manual, because it is more on manual, and it's really stressful for the one who's handling the basically the payroll itself. But at least I get like an in-depth perspective of an HR, although there is not much employee engagement on that part. But um, I was able to go on an in-depth knowledge. I received an in-depth knowledge in working with HRMS, and then how the payroll is supposed to be done. There is also correspondence in there. How you gonna deal with this one? The salaries, I mean the leave salaries, the leave management they call it, and then the payroll procedure itself, from top to finish until such time that the salaries are released from for a third party, and then the processing of the final settlements. So I got an in-depth perspective on that one, which will things will help me to move in another company. So when I noticed, going back to the retail company that I was in, I didn't even thought that it was a trial still. I mean, nobody told me because I received the offer letter. So it was a basic offer letter. Doesn't really state anything in there. And let's have tea, guys. So I noticed that there were some problems with the company, and that the very first thing that I did was to ask someone regarding this visa. But hindi pala sila makakapag-provide ng visa kasi blocked sila sa WPS. And when I was checking the the reports or the papers from the previous PA laptop itself, I mean, it was since last year that they have not paid through WPS. So it's kind of like, okay. And some other problems that I've noticed. So I've decided at one point that I will not continue. So and then based on that one, still I was encountering some problems until the time that I got the salary which I was not even paid in full. So this CEO has a weird thing like during the handover it's not gonna be paid, which is like it's weird. During the handovers from my previous company, it is being paid. In my other companies also it is being paid. But this one it's not considered as paid. So imagine that one. But I am thankful that I was able to get out of it as early as possible. Otherwise, that person will make my life hell, which is I'm not going to go through that anymore. It's so stressful already, and the stress will go over your head. That's why. So for those who are like looking for a job right now, so my um, suggest I mean my tip for you is that you have to make sure like you still continue to look for a job, but be very careful because there's a lot of scams is going on, especially on Facebook. For example, that there is an advertisement and different names, same advertisement but different names and different numbers will float in there. And then when you logged in for that one, whether you want it part-time or full-time, they will direct you to a site which is the gaming club. And then they will tell you that register with your phone number, blah, 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 blah. And then you will monitor your registration. And after one guy was even telling me after 30 minutes, I will get a call for a lineup of an interview, for a schedule of the interview. And it already passed like hours and hours. Nobody even called. Yeah. And I registered with that gaming club how many times already? Three times to be exact. And nobody really called. And you have to be very careful if you surpass the 24 hours free registration. Every week you have to pay 12 dirhams. So imagine if you lost track of time for the 24 hours, and then you get charged right away 12 dirhams, but you will not never even get any call for any schedule for an interview whatsoever, for a hotel or for a restaurant or whatsoever. So that is one of the difficulties that you will be encountering here, and you have to be very careful also. Another one is like there are companies who will accept your floating advertisements, and then they will reply to you, and they are actually an agency or a recruitment company. And then when you go there, they will ask you some money, ask for your documents, and they ask you some money in lieu of their services or their fees, for that you will be so that they will give you a job. And be careful, guys. Most of these are like scams only. They will take money from you, and then after a week, you will not find that particular company in that particular office. Otherwise, or they will just take money from you, and you will never hear from them again. So that is also one of the things that you have to avoid. So there are some applicants also who are floating in Facebook to check if it is legit, like this and like this. I mean, sometimes you really have to, go and check what is the company all about. Don't really float anything in social media, because sometimes what if it is real, and then you passed already with the opportunity because you didn't go, you didn't take the chance. So looking for a job, it is a risky business, especially here in Dubai, wherein the the market is fully saturated with job seekers, job hunters, rather than the job itself. So this is also one of the problems, like because the market is so saturated, companies are taking advantage of the situation and giving the applicants, even though they are really qualified, but they are giving very, very low salaries. So that's why it's like me, I'm experienced, but then since they know that you are looking for a job, or since they know, especially if your visa is running out, I mean, it's going to expire or anything like that, they will just give you a low salary so that you will accept it. So it's good for them. The cost is low, but they are hiring a really competent individual. Others is that for freshers also, even though you have an experience back home or wherever you are, do not expect a very high salary right away because you don't have any real experience. It doesn't really work here. Your experience back home doesn't really matter when you want to land a job here. So most of the freshers just take it, whatever it is, as long as it will compensate your expenses here, even if it is not what the salaries you are expecting, but at least they can provide visa. The important is that the company you want to be involved with, they should give you an employment visa, not just using your visa for their own benefit. And in the end, you will not get paid also, which is what is also happening, unfortunately, here in the country. And with the always changing policies for immigration or for a labor law, this is also like if you are not if you're not always if you are not able to, like, keep up with the changing of the law, you have to be very careful also, because you will not know really the law has changed. For example, before they are giving, you can just renew the visas for visit visas here in the UAE, I mean in the country. But then now, just After that, they change it to a 2 months visa only, and then you have to leave. And then again, I just heard that now you can change your visa while in the country. So it's really, really confusing. And one more, what are the other tips that I have to give you during my job hunting days until now? So the response actually of the job applications, it's either sometimes fast, you can get a call right away the next day that you floated your application, you applied for a certain job. But most of the time, it's taking a lot of time, and that's why it's so sad sometimes that people will just have to take whatever job is there, even though in the end they are really struggling. And imagine you have to stay with the company for 2 years as much as possible, or 3 years if you're in the free zone. And yeah, and one more thing, guys, it's not in the labor law. It's not mandatory that the company will give you a ticket. They are obliged to give you your leave salary, but the ticket is not mandatory. So other companies are giving you the ticket itself after 2 years. Other company is giving you a ticket allowance, but I just know from a friend of mine that some companies really are not giving you a ticket. So especially the ticket for the Philippines is really, really expensive. It's not really enough. And you have imagine if you have to go out of you have to go back to your country, sorry, and whatever you receive in your annual salary, that portion will be taken also for to buy the ticket. I mean, what you will take home, nothing. It's more stress than ever. That's why. So just take care, guys. For those who are still looking for for a job, I hope that it takes a lot of patience. Like in the first week of July, I got 3 interviews. So one is a restaurant company for payroll, and then they are not giving any. What is that one? Ticket. Yeah, and they said they will get back to me this week, but I haven't really received anything from them. The second one was on the same day. It's an MEP. Yeah, they say that they are a big company with 7,000 plus employees, but they are really, really giving low salaries. And well, for an HR, that you will be focused on one task only. And when you saw an ad and you're supposed to do the whole thing, the whole HR thing, and then they are giving you this much only, it's like it's not fair. Life is always not fair. That's why. So she told me that this is the package only. I cannot give you what you want because your your experience is limited to payroll only. And in here we don't do payroll, but we do mostly engagements, employee engagements. So she just gave me this salary range, which will not really work for me with the expenses that I have to send home and expenses here also. It doesn't suffice. And it's even lower from what I was receiving in my previous company that I did not renew. And there was this other one. Uh, it's like let's just say an exploration company in Business Bay, and I'm hoping I really wanted this job for an office manager, and I got in touch with this job because thankfully my profile in LinkedIn was noticed by one recruitment agency, and I because you encountered a lot of recruitment agencies who were asking for money, and in this one I really asked him like what is this kind of services that you are offering? Is it like do I have to pay money or whatsoever to get your services to help me out with the job hunt or anything? And then he said like, he was laughing, I think so, but he was a nice guy. And he said like If you have an encounter with a recruiter, we don't really ask. We don't, not really. We don't. They don't ask. A real recruiter will not ask you money in lieu of a job that is being offered to you by a company. The company itself will pay them. That's why they are there for. The applicant doesn't pay the recruiter, it's the company. So, guys, you have to be very careful with that one also because there's a lot of scams floating on Facebook. A lot of companies are taking advantage. So, you have to be very vigilant whom you are dealing with. So far, he set me up with an interview with this exploration company, and but unfortunately, I have to wait till the boss will come back so I can have my second round of interview and later know if I'm qualified for the job or not. So I just really wanted to get this done so that I can move forward or I can know what to do because being on a job hunt you will like spend a lot and then you'll think of your family back home how are you supposed to send money to them like that. And unfortunately I will not be able to get anything from my final settlement because I have a loan from the bank. When my brother was scheduled supposedly for an operation, a heart operation, but unfortunately I was able to use all that money already, and then I was saving some in the bank. And now it's all been used up. But still, you still have to pay the bank or whatever that you will get from your final settlement will be held by the bank. You will not get anything at all. So another thing also guys, unless it is necessary, please do not get a loan from the bank. It's really bad. You will not get anything. You will just be um, regretting it because during the final settlement you will not get anything. You will be in trouble. I mean, where you have to go to find some money. And I'm really trying so hard also to get some part-time jobs, but unfortunately mostly part-time jobs here in Dubai, they will always ask you for the Emirates ID if it's still valid. It's not like in one of the Emirates that I was with before, that even though even visit visa can take on a part-time job. But here in Dubai, it's not possible. Not really. They will not allow unless you have a freelance visa only. Emirates ID or visa is not expired. You will not be able to get a part-time job. But I'm still looking, still looking. Hopefully, I will get a job this month badly needed. Some friends have been helping. Yeah, they have been sending ads for me to apply, and I'm doing the same also for those people who are still looking for a job. So it's just like helping out each other, which is really something. It's a really good thing. So there is that. That is my journey and my job hunt here in the UAE. It's difficult. It's difficult, but you have to take a risk sometimes. Sometimes you're lucky, and I thought I was, but I wasn't. So you just have to continue to be positive that you will be able to get it. I'm hoping with this exploration company I will be selected. But still, while waiting, you still have to keep on, applying. I'm doing it like not every day because you have already saturated the application, and indeed sometimes they're putting the same kind of ads only every day. So there's nothing new. So it's like I will apply the whole day today and then um, take some rest the next day and then again. And then during the weekends also, like Friday and then Saturday I will stop because nobody is going to be there anyway to read your application. And then Sunday again, you can start your application, but at least Monday or Tuesday you will get a feedback. So that's that. Um, I hope guys you were able to get something out of this live stream my journey for a job hunt. Good luck to us all, and we hope that we will be able to, you know, get there. It's not really a dream job, but it is. Mostly got it, but at least a job that you are content in, a job that you want to go every day, and you will be happy to go every day, looking forward to it, and you will be contented also. And then the company that will give you the recognition that you deserve, and uh, at least give you the proper increase also. It's not like, okay, we'll just give you an increase like this, so that you will not resign whatsoever. Some companies is doing like that, or some companies are not giving you at all. So you will lose some employees who are really good, who are doing their jobs properly. It's not just like yes, 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 no brainer whatsoever. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. This has been. Uh, I thought I will last this one for like 1 hour, but it's okay. I have to do some applications also. I'm waiting for one. We're checking for, and this one is a part time. So I'm checking if it is. Have replied? No reply yet whatsoever. I couldn't get. I couldn't put any music, otherwise I will be flagged as copyright. So it's like that. Yeah. Good luck to us, guys, and Godspeed to everyone. Thank you for the live stream. Thank you for coming, for the likes. I think so. This is my likes. Anyhow, just like I'm really, really trying to. No, aside from that, so YouTube, I can't really understand. You've been like, doing some reruns in your how do you say that? Um, I already surpassed the number of subscribers. Unfortunately, the watch hour is really low. I don't know. It's not even going up. It doesn't really help. I don't know why it is happening, but cannot really like hating it at all. But still continue, 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 because this is another way for me at least. If you want to look back at what you did the past years, of what you did, if you have any podcasts or anything, or where you went to and like that, so I don't have to keep those memories on my phone and then deleting it. It will be floated in Facebook in the end. If you want to take a look at it, what's happened before, what it had come to now. So it's a good thing that you will go back to check those memories. And it's also like, open, and anyone can access it, and even you also. At least it is safe, it is on YouTube, unless your channel is being flagged. So thank you, YouTube, also for this one. People, I tried to also like float, I mean, put on some reels in Facebook, almost the same. It's just like uploading it, and then going it, I mean, connecting it with my Instagram account. But I don't know, I can't do it in TikTok. I don't know how to use it. Maybe it's easy, but then it's too much already if you are like, taking care of a lot of social medias. Sometimes the editing is really like, it will take a lot of time. So that is the thing. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching, and it will be, I hope the tips will make you aware, and good luck to us all. Once again, this is Matrix and Grace signing off.